I think I let my guard down. Certain things ain't the same now. Hard to navigate these problems. I'm by myself, you're not around. I tried to open up, it wasn't good enough. Put in my all and got nothing back. Now I'm stuck in the rain, dealing with all this pain. Why you gotta do me like that? Don't say you love me, then go and leave me. It can't get ugly, trust and believe me. Saying to myself, looks so deceiving. Trying to fight back, this far from easy. I've seen your hands. Delilah, don't you know my I've seen your hands. Delilah, don't you know my heart turned cold, lost control. Looking at this beautiful distraction. Fell in love with a fatal attraction. I really let my guard down, now relaxing. Why did I open up? She taking way too much. Put in my all and got nothing back. I'm feeling so ashamed, I fell into your game. Why you gotta do me like that? Don't say you love me, then go and leave me. It can't get ugly, trust and believe me. Saying to myself, looks so deceiving. Trying to fight back, this far from easy. I've seen your hands. Delilah, don't you know my I've seen your hands. Delilah, don't you know my gave you all of me, had me so deceived. You chose to lead my life, so I'm on my own in the cycle. I can't believe. Don't say you love me, then go and leave me. It can't get ugly, trust and believe me. Saying to myself, looks so deceiving. Trying to fight back, too far from easy. I've seen your hands. Delilah, don't you know my I've seen your hands. Delilah, don't you know my don't you know lies in your hands. Delilah, don't you know my
Centerfold, hard to hide it. Oh, on the walls in the writing. If we stay, we're complacent. Too much time to be wasted. I don't wanna lie to you like this. I don't wanna fight with you like this. We gon' pay the price if we blinded. Oh, baby, don't you wait on me. Baby, don't you wait on me. Baby, don't you wait on me. Baby, don't you wait on me.
What's up? What's going on, traders? Good morning and happy Money Monday. How are we doing on this beautiful Monday, guys? I hope you guys are all fired up for an amazing day today in this market. Guys, we are going to start the week off strong and profitable. All right, we're going to have an amazing Money Monday. We're going to have an awesome week. We got so much stuff planned, so many big announcements, so many things in the works. I'm excited for this week, guys. So everybody inside the chat, Alpha Nation, Alpha family, hit me with a big old Alpha Day Trading good morning. And then everybody over on YouTube, hit me with a good morning and drop your location. Where are you tuning in from right now at this point in time? Where are you guys at? Are you in sunny Florida? Are you getting snowed on? Where are you guys at right now? Where are we tuning in from this morning? It's awesome to have you here. I love having you here, and I hope that you can take something away from this stream and apply it in your trading to find more success, and I hope that I can help point you guys in the right direction. That's why we do these streams. So again, I'm excited for you to be here, and I thank you for being here. All right, guys. So what's up, Steve? Welcome back, Mr. Steve. I'm excited to have you here, buddy. What's up? Oh, you can hear the music in the background? Who cares? That's good stuff. Let's get it. All right. Thank you. Thank you. But hey, that's a great introduction, right? Good morning. You got some hyped up music in the background. Feeling good. I freaking love it. Thank you. Joey, Steve, Corey, good morning. Angela, Catherine, she's ready to go. Get it. Get it. Tony, Mr. Stir, Trader Adam. Oof, and everybody's in chat today. Good morning, traders. If you haven't done so yet, hit me with a big old good morning, all right? What's going on over here on YouTube right now? Hey, Joey, Stir, if you guys are on YouTube, if we ever get to 100 viewers and 100 likes today, I am not shutting the stream down at 9:30. I will keep it on all day for a free stream Monday. Once again, if we get 100 viewers and 100 likes, so let me know if we get that, and we'll make it happen. All right, so bid win. Good morning, Invest Outdoors. Trevor, Big Dog, Daniel, Darren, what's going on? Daniel, Mr. America First, Hunter, Mr. G, Gino, Scott's, what's up from New Hampshire, Fort Myers, Florida, Kansas, Oklahoma, Michigan, Kentucky. My goodness, hey, we got a Let's Print, Jonathan, Daniel, once again, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, El Paso, Texas. What's up, man? We got a big crowd today over on YouTube. So let's show them what we do every single day, team, right? Let's support them. Let's help them get some quick wins in the market, get them prepared. All right, let's do what we do best. And let's have an awesome day. Let's have a fun day, and let's make some money the right way, right? We got to make money the right way. Sit back, be patient, relax. Don't try and predict what's going to happen. Just react, right? That's all we've been doing, absolutely crushing it. And I'm excited to see what we have in store for today. So we're going to talk about our top 2 to 3 penny stocks for today, and then go dissect the spine to Qs. And then hopefully we have maybe 5 to 10 minutes before the ring-a-ding-ding and the market opens to review some of your stocks and see if there's any opportunity there as well. All right, so hold off 15, 20 minutes. Right around 9:20, you'll start dropping your tickers inside a chat over on YouTube. We'll review them, dissect them, and see if there's any opportunity today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into it. And let's go ahead and talk about our top stocks for today. Number 1, PDSB. Before we do that, let me take a step back real quick, very quickly. Market conditions the past 2 to 3 weeks, ice cold. Ice cold. Top gaining stocks, great news, great volume, low flow. You would think these stocks are going to be absolutely killer plays for today. All these stocks have dumped, 80% of them dumping, fading, falling when the market opens, challenging, choppy, unpredictable. Market conditions have been rough for penny stocks lately. Our focus, 80%, the spine, the Qs, and larger cap plays, and that's where we've been absolutely dominating it. So don't be the guinea pig. Assume today is going to be like the last 3 weeks. De-risk, size down, be more patient. Understand these market conditions have been ice cold. 80%, 90% of these stocks have been really challenging the trade. So you see a stock and you think it's great for an entry right out of the gate. I would recommend to not be the guinea pig and take an unnecessary loss by just assuming it's still cold. let the market prove itself. And once it does, let's attack it. Let's go hard and make it happen. All right. So PDSB is going to be a top stock we're watching today because this press release is absolutely killer. If you ask me, I think it's a really, really good press release, right? That they're announcing 100% clinical response in cancer patients in preliminary data from their phase 2 clinical trial, right? What do we know about press releases? It all comes down to keywords, right? Keywords, phase 2 trials, 2-star keyword, cancer-related press release, 4-star keyword. One of the best press releases you can have is meeting primary endpoints regarding cancer. A really good press release, phase 2 trial, phase 3, cancer-related. What do we see here on PDSB? Announcing 100% clinical response in the cancer patients in their preliminary data from their phase 2 clinical trial. That's a great press release here on PDSB. I like it. I want to keep it on high watch. 23 million in float, can definitely rip and run, trading 10 times its average volume. So again, it's meeting all of that criteria that it needs to meet to be a watch list worthy stock, to be a stock we want to put all of our eyes on and most of our focus on for today's trading session. All right. So we did just break that downtrend off that 660 support level. When we jumped on the mic right around 8:15, it was we want to see 660 hold, break the downtrend. You guys got a quick 40-cent spike. Hopefully you were able to lock in some profits if you guys caught that pre-market commentary session. All right. I still want to watch this above 660 today and see if we can ever re-break $7. Okay. If we can break 7, we have some room to 726. 726 is going to be some resistance here on the daily chart. But I do believe if we ever see a 726 break, we obviously have room back to 782, that pre-market high. But our main target today would be 875. So I see potential for this stock to break 726, 782, and get a nice big spike to that 875 level of resistance as long as we hold above 660, right? If we start cracking that 660 level, I see room to fade all the way down to 578. That's a pretty big drop. And again, that could happen. Market conditions have been cold. We crack 660, watch for this thing to fade on down to that 578. We hold 660, break 7. I'm feeling good. Back up to 726, 782. Boom, we're breaking out. We could see it up to 874. There's a lot of good potential because this stock has one of the best press releases. It's a nice low float play, and it's trading 10 times the average volume that it normally does. So we know the stock has some good attention today. All eyes on PDSB right at the start of the day. But again, sit back, be patient at the start, and let the stock prove itself before jumping on in. All right, PDSB, one of our top stocks to be watching. Number 2, we got a nice cheap play for you guys today. We got FRGT right now. We have Chardon Capital initiating coverage on FRGT, announcing a buy rating and announcing a price target of $25. Yeah, $225. $25 would be insane. But yeah, $225 buy rating and price target here on FRGT. This is a nice low float stock, trading 10 times its average volume as well, currently up over 100%. Now, one thing I want to say that makes me a little confident and slightly optimistic about today is when's the last time we've seen a stock up over 100%? When's the last time we've seen a small cap stock up over 100% and it not be acquisition or a reverse stock split? When's the last time we've seen a press release and a stock go over 100%? It's been a long time. It's been a long time. And we got a stock right now, low float, great volume, up 103% on buy rating news, announcing a price target. Hey, I like it. It makes me feel a little confident and optimistic that maybe we get some good action today across the board. All right. So fingers crossed. All right. Support right now at this point in time is going to be back down at 34 cents. Why 34 cents? It's a daily level. That's actually up a little bit higher than that. Let's go ahead and take that up to 35 cents, right? Daily support, daily resistance, 20 EMA. First pullback level here in pre-market. I like it above 35 cents. We have great potential to 53 cents. All right. Then we have potential to 60 cents. That's your 50 SMA. At any point in time we break 60 cents, you want to get long because this thing could spike on up to 75 cents here on FRGT. So this has a lot of great potential today. This stock is the number one stock that 80% of the focus is currently on. So I want to put maybe 80% of my focus on this play as well. 35-cent support at this point in time. Okay, we want to see a break over 50, then we could see 53 cents. Breaking over 53 cents, we can see a push up to 60 cents. And then a break over 60 cents, that's where I get more excited because we have a big window of opportunity all the way to 75 cents here on FRGT, guys. All right, so definitely another top stock to have a lot of your focus on right at the start of the day, right? And then we got some back burners, okay? Those are your top 2 plays at the start of the day. These other 3 stocks are going to be back burners that have potential, but I don't want to tie up all of our time this morning talking about these. When the opportunity presents itself on one of these other stocks, you already know me. I'm going to drop everything I'm doing, focus on that stock, dissect it, get you prepared so you can take advantage of these trades, okay? But I still want to save some time to make sure I can look at some of your stocks that you think have good potential as well. So I think AMC is going to be on watch today, but I don't know if it's going to be a long. I think it should pull back a little bit first. That's just me. I think it should pull back. But here's the deal. AMC above this pre-market trend line is bullish, and we could break that 814 level. All right. I don't think it's going to happen. I kind of think we're going to hit that 814, which we just did, open, crack that trend line, and I do believe we come back down towards around 720. That's just me, not trying to predict what's going to happen, just what I've seen happen time and time again in the market. That just makes the most amount of sense to me. We're very overextended off this trend line, and we're very overextended off of Friday's close, right? It's a big gap up. We have a lot of resistance here at 814, right? Look at that daily bounce level. Look at that resistance. There's a good amount of resistance here right around the 814 level, and it may be tough to break. And if we see that 814 is tough to break and we start cracking that trend line, I kind of want to short AMC back down into the 720s today. And that may lead a little something like this. Again, I'm not anticipating. I've just seen this happen so many times where it can't break, crack that trend line, fade on off, back down to Friday's close and that 50 SMA. And it also puts you in a really, really good daily support as well. And then you just kind of see it do something like this maybe. And then we start to rip and run tomorrow. I mean, again, I'm really, really not trying to predict anything. So don't take this as a prediction. Take this as it just makes sense. And if we see something like this, I know how I would react to this, okay? If we break 814, let's get long on it, right? If the stock says, hey, you got to get long on me today, let's get long on it. All the way up to 968 would be resistance. So if we break 814, we know we have room to 875. 875 is a psychological level of resistance, but we break 875, boom. We got great potential to 968s. But like I said, guys, if we ever start to crack this little short-term trend line and we can't break 814, I would expect to see a nice fade all the way back down to close this gap off of Friday's close, as well as the 50 SMA, come into this trend line for the third point, 1, 2, 3, and then start to rip, then have better probability and potential to break 814 and start to rip and run maybe tonight into tomorrow. So let's keep AMC on watch, but right now it is going to be a little bit of a back burner sleeper to the long side, unless you want to short this for a crack of the trend line, which I may short AMC right out of the gates if we start cracking the trend line so you guys are fully aware. So I'm going to go ahead and get an order typed up ready to go. If we open, spike over 814 and then come back below, maybe that's a panic pop, I would look to short this stock as close to 814 as possible and look for the crack of the trend line and a drop back down into the 720s. If we break 814 and hold 814, we just want to get long on this stock up to those levels that we just discussed. All right, so AMC, a little bit of a back burner sleeper play for today, guys. All right. COMP needed 76 more likes to keep the stream up all day. How many viewers do we have right now? I don't even see any viewer counts. I got 23 likes, but I don't see how many viewers we have. But anyway, we got enough viewers. We're helping these viewers out. We're helping these traders. get prepared for the day, and make some money. All right. Another back burner sleeper plays COMP. Now, this was one of Friday's top gainers. And I see potential for this stock to get up towards around the 200-day moving average at 489, right? 489 here on COMP. So this is a really simple trade. Okay, it's a back burner sleeper because there's no volume at this point in time. Absolutely no volume on COMP at this point in time. So it's a sleeper play, but the technicals are here. So 322 is daily support. 322 is also the first spiking high before we pulled back and broke out on Friday. And 322 is also the 50% fib retracement. So you have three completely separate reasons that suggest 322 is a killer level of support. We open, we come and tap that 322, and at any point in time we break this downtrend. I really want to get long on this because this thing could spike on the way back up to 420, and then 489. And I think that's realistic. I think we could see that. It's under everybody's radar at this point in time. Why is that? It's not gapping up. There's no volume. It's not really on anybody's radar, but it will be on someone's radar and on traders' radar when we start breaking out, hitting the breakout scanner, the high daily momentum scanner, unusual vol. That's when it's on everybody's radar. And then boom, oh, Friday's top gainer, let's buy it. It spiked big on Friday. It could spike big again today. That's the mindset of traders, but I want to keep this on watch while it's under everybody's radar. It's a back burner sleeper play pick, right? I like it. Off the 50% fib, off daily support, and off that first spiking high before the breakout on Friday. That's a very strong point of support, and if we hold that level, we could see that move through the break of the downtrend for the break of 350. That's where I want to get long. That's when it starts hitting scanners, and then everybody else starts jumping into it for the spike to 420. And then 489, I think this one has good potential. Number one back burner sleeper play pick at this point in time. And then lastly, I got a back burner sleeper play pick here on HUDI as well. Right? HUDI is simple stuff. You have 936 support. As long as you hold 936, you have potential to break this downtrend and then break $10. You break the downtrend, you break $10. That's where I believe a lot of volume is going to really start surging into this like it did here on Friday, right? Look at that nice break of that 936. Surge of volume, break at 10, surge of volume. And it did nothing. But look at this downtrend that we could definitely break today. We have great support back down around, it's actually going to be like 940. Let's call it 940, 941. As long as we hold that level of support and break this downtrend, which also puts us at a break of $10, I think we get another surge of volume. We could see the stock spike back up to 1056, spike back up to 1140, and then look left, right? Look at all these prior lower highs, $14, $15, $20. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but it could happen. So keep it on high watch, guys. At least we know. We break that downtrend, we break $10, we could see $10.50, 50 cents a share. I like it. We could see $11.40. That's $1.40 a share. Count me in. I don't need $20 a share. I need 20 to 50 cents. And I can make some good profits. All right. So I like HUDI. It's our number 2 back burner sleeper play pick of the day. So again, if you're just now tuning in, this is what we got for you today on this beautiful Money Monday. HUDI. COMP for the break of 350 and the downtrend above 322 support for the spike back up to 420 and then 489. AMC. I kind of want to see a panic pop. Quick little panic pop spike out of the gate. A lot of sellers come on in and say, not today. Boom. Back below 814. Crack of the trend line. I want to think about getting shorts for the drop back down to 720 if that happens. Or the thing breaks 814 and really shows strong support and buying pressure above 814. And then at that point in time, we're going to trade with the stock, obviously, and trade it long to 875. And then over 875, we have room to 968 here on AMC. All right, it's a back burner play right now. FRGT, 35 to 36 cent support. Top resistance between 50 and 53 cents. We ever break that 50 to 53 cent level of resistance, we have potential to spike up towards around that 50 SMA at 60 cents. If we ever break that 50 SMA at 60 cents, we have great potential to rip and run up to 75 cents here on FRGT, right? Announcing a price target and a buy rating here from Chardon Capital, okay? And then my favorite one of the day that we were really hyping up here in pre-market, and I hope you guys got some love on this trade, right? PDSB, because that press release is absolutely killer, all right? Above 660 support, we have great potential to 726 resistance, a break over 726, room to 782, and a break over 782, room to 875, right? Those are going to be the top small cap plays of today. And I would say with 80 to 90% accuracy, right? The stocks that we always have on our watch list are usually the best stocks of the day, the most consistent, the most predictable. I know there's other opportunities out there, but I spent the last 2 hours dissecting everything. And these are the ones that I see that look the best, okay? SPY and Qs. SPY already cracked this uptrend. As we can see, we had this nice little uptrend here on the SPY from last Thursday. Right? Nice little uptrend, nice little uptrend. Trend line, come here in pre-market. Trend line. Then we hit this downtrend. We cracked the uptrend. So what did we just do? We went from the bullish side of this uptrend, and we just went to the bearish side of the trend line. And now what else do we have? A downtrend. So we're below the uptrend and below the downtrend. This is screaming bearish right now. Right? It's just from a technical perspective, it's screaming bearish, okay? As long as we stay below this downtrend, we're bearish. We could absolutely see the SPY drop below pre-market lows of 396.19 and start its next leg down towards around 394.50. So you crack below 396, you want to play puts down to 394.50. And not to get off track, but CBOE just announced last week there's going to be 5 expiration days here on the SPY and the Qs. So right now it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. They're opening up a Tuesday and a Thursday expiration. So every day is going to be a 0 DTE kind of day on the SPY and the Qs, which is awesome. All right, which is awesome. Really good for those small accounts. The volatility's there, the movement's there. It's exciting stuff, right? So I'm really curious to see how these will work out and the volume and just how that's gonna work, right? I'm really excited to see that. But anyway. You crack below that 396, we're playing some puts down to 394.50. We hold 396, what could that be? Well, that could be a nice little double bottom. And if we get a double bottom here off that support level, what kind of strategy would this be? Maybe a boom, boom, bang, where we come through, break that downtrend, and start ripping back up towards around 399.35. So if we ever break the downtrend, you want to play calls to Friday's highs. It's that simple. The downtrend your make or break for the long. You break the downtrend, you play calls back to Friday's high day. You have targets in between? Absolutely, right? Pre-market high, target, right? Some of these lower shadows, some of that support, target, right? So you got 3 targets along the way up. But again, your main target, 399.35, okay? That's a break of this downtrend. We ever start to crack pre-market lows, that's when you get your confirmation for the puts, for the short, on down to that 394.50, and that is your first target here on the SPY. Now, the Qs are the Qs are starting to crack their trend line. So go look at the Qs from Thursday's low, Friday's low, pre-market lows. The Qs are now starting to go to the bearish side as well. So it's looking pretty bearish right now if you really look at the technicals from this point in time. Right now, at 9:26:19, anything can happen in the next 10, 15 minutes. But right now, I'm leaning towards the put side, right? Because everything's leaning to the bearish side. Cracks of uptrends below downtrends. It looks pretty bearish. So same thing with the Qs. The Qs are starting to crack the uptrend, going to the bearish side. We're below the downtrend. That's bearish. And if we start cracking below these pre-market lows, we definitely want to take some puts down to 384 and then take some puts down towards around 282.55. Okay. However, that's your put plan, right? That's where you get your validation, the short, the Qs on down. However, what if it puts in a double bottom? What if we come down and bounce, and then we ever start to break that downtrend? right? Well, we can definitely see the Qs start to grind on back up. So with that being said, your shorts under pre-market lows down to 284.03, down to 282.55. Okay, if you hold this pre-market low as a double bottom or it's a higher low formation and you start to break this downtrend and we regain, right? We also have to regain this uptrend, okay? We could absolutely see the markets rally back up towards around 287.57 here on the Qs, and then Friday's high of day of 288.64, okay? So really the make or break for the put on both the SPY and the Qs is that pre-market low. That's your make or break. You crack it, you play puts on down on the SPY and the Qs. You hold it and then break this downtrend, that's your make or break for your calls. So you know exactly where to enter your calls. You know exactly where to enter your puts. You know exactly where to take profits on the calls and the puts. So what do you do right now at this point in time? That's what you do. You sit on your hands, right? You sit back, you relax, you be patient and wait for the opportunity to come to you. We're not predicting anything. We're going to react. These two things could absolutely do nothing, right? We could see the market do this all day, right? That could happen. We don't know. But what we do know is we have a high probability long trade at the breaks of these downtrends. We have a high probability short trade at the crack of these pre-market lows. And now we sit back with our hands on our butt cheeks, sit on those hands, be patient, and wait for the opportunity to present itself. Wait for that development, wait for that validation, wait to see what we need to see before getting involved, right? So we're all set, guys. We are ready to rock and ready to roll on this beautiful, what day is it? Money freaking Monday. So let's lock in some big profits. Let's have an amazing Money Monday. Let's have a great start to this week. Let's make it happen, guys. I'm excited. A lot of big things in the works, a lot of big announcements. It's going to be a big week. You do not want to not be here. You do not want to miss out. We're going to have a lot of fun, guys. So we got 30 seconds to go. I know I wanted to save a little bit of time, but it bled into that 9:30 mark, which is okay because you guys are prepared for today's trading session, guys. All right. So if we have some slow time, the first 5 to 10 minutes out of the gate, I'll be absolutely certain to make sure I look at some of your stocks. But you guys have a great watch list today of some of the best opportunities. You are all set ready to rock and roll. All right. So out of the gate, AMC, guys, that's where my focus is the first 5 minutes, right? The bell is ring-a-ding-dinging. We are all set ready to rock and roll. Looking for a possible panic pop back up to 814, a rejection at 814 to short the stock for a dump on down. Let's see if that happens here on AMC, right? We are all set. Scanners are live. My beautiful face is live as well. And we're good to go. So P&L box coming on up. I'm going to set it right. No, it's actually in the way. If I get into a trade, I'll pull it up. But you can still see it down there. Or you can still see it. So right now, again, I was just looking for AMC to bounce here right up to 814. Massive rejection and then a dump on off. Right now, that's not happening, which is fine. We'll sit back and wait. If that does happen, I have a plan already built. I want to get an entry as close to 814 as possible if it's a panic pop. What do I do with stops? Maybe 10, 15 cents, 20 cents at most of breathing room, right? What's my target? I know this thing can dump all the way down to 720. That's $1 away. So I know if I get in with a 20-cent risk, I got 80 cents to $1 to the downside. That's a 4. Oh, that's a 4 or a 5-to-1 setup. So it hit 814 to the penny, and I was not finger on the trigger, which is fine. Everything happens for a reason, but it did just go straight up, panic pop, right to 814. We may go really small. Okay, there's 814 again. Let's look at the price action here. There's 818. I'm not short yet. Looking at price action. And if I do get in, I'm going to go small size. Small size to get my feet wet. Because it is a riskier trade, but I'm not going to go 1,000 shares. I'm going to go 250 and see if we start to get that rejection. If not, I'm going to stop out the same 20 cents, but it's only on 250 shares. Such a small position to get my feet wet and to have some skin in the game here. So that's what I'm going to do here, because it did have that panic pop right to 814. I know that's very strong resistance on the stock, and if we break resistance, I get out. All right, if we break resistance, I get out. But resistance is where there are more sellers than buyers. So if the stock is going to dump on down and not break out, it's going to dump on down off a level of resistance. And that's a very strong level of resistance as well. But again, riskier play, small size, nice and tight. Don't really like the breakout right now, but it's like $30. And all we're going to do is rinse and repeat. So we could still definitely crack on down. But like I said, I give it like 10, 20 cents at most. Right now it's 10 cents. Very small size as well, which is great because I can always add to this position if it does start to roll on over. But right now it's breaking that 814. And that's a sign of strength here on AMC now that it's breaking that 814 resistance level. So if it holds above 814 as new support, guess what? We don't want to be short on AMC. We want to flip our bias to long, right? Break and retest of 814. You want to get long, guys, right? You just broke resistance. You're retesting resistance as support, which is 814. You want to play it long off this level for a break and retest maybe for that spike to 875, which I'm going to be covering my position because I'm not going to hold a short position to 875. But if it ever cracked back below 814, guess what? That's where longs are getting stopped out. And there is my stop loss. It's right there, like a penny away. If you got your break and retest on AMC, good job. You're on the right side of the trade. I gave it a shot for that short position. But here's the deal. If AMC ever cracks back below 814, guess where longs are putting their stops? Longs are putting their stop losses where? Below 814. So if we have all of those stops get hit and shorts entering, that could lead to a nice big drop on down. But at this point in time, there's no indication of that happening, right? Right now, it is showing strength above 814. As long as 814 holds, you are long on this to 875 and then 968. If 814 cracks, we know that's where longs have their stops and where shorts will most likely be entering. And that could be a nice, another re-entry on AMC if that happens. But right now, I have my finger on the trigger as I'm getting ready to just close this position right over that 835 high day. That was definitely a good decision to scale back like greatly. I really scaled it back to like 1/10 of my desired position. I was thinking of a couple thousand shares on AMC, and I'm like, you know what? Let me scale into this in tenths, which is a great decision. Imagine me taking my 2,500 shares. Nope. I'm okay with that 250 because I can always add to that position, and it allows me to let the stock breathe just a little bit more if needed. I can always re-add to it. That's great. I'm not adding yet. I'm not adding right now. But if we do get a lower high bounce and we still look weak as we're starting to fall back below that 814, I'll add to this position because I still think there's great potential here for the stock to crack that little trend line and then come back down to that bigger trend line and then close the gap off of Friday's close around 720. So we'll see. If I can get an add to it, I would like to get an add to it, but I'm not going to add to it just yet. I'm going to let this thing kind of breathe and develop. Below low a day is where things can get nice and interesting here. So I would expect a little bit of a bounce back up. Here's what I want to see on AMC to add to it. If you guys are wondering, Josh, when you get to add to your position, right? We know we had really strong resistance right around 814. If we, for some reason, bounce right here back to 814 and put in a lower high, I will add to my position for the crack on down, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen, and I may just have to run the 250 shares versus my ideal position because I don't want to add to it too low. And we're actually getting halted to the downside. I mean, I was on the right side of the trade, right? Again, not trying to predict anything, right? I said that like 1,000 times, not trying to predict anything, but just seeing this same type of movement, formation, like repeat itself with tons of stocks over the 7 years I've been trading. So I took the short, and I'm glad I did because now we're halted to the downside, and boom, we have some room down into the 720s, and I'll make a whopping 250, right? I won't make the couple grand, but I'll make a whopping 250, and it's okay if we get down to the 720s and I can cover down there. So for now, we'll let AMC do its thing, and if we ever see an opportunity to add, I'll definitely add, but we are halted to the downside. Don't forget about comp. COMP for the break of that downtrend and a break of 350. Do not forget about COMP, guys. COMP has a lot of great potential. YouTubers, you guys are quiet right now. What's going on? You guys just sitting back, watching? You guys have any questions? How many viewers do we have? Hey, I need someone to subscribe right now. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, I need you to subscribe right now at this point in time because we have 6,666 subscribers. That's not a good number. I need someone to subscribe right now or unsubscribe to get that away from 6.66. So if you guys are currently in YouTube right now and you want me to keep the stream open past 9:40, I need to see 100 people right now say, count me in, right? Because I said 100 people and 100 likes, I would keep the stream open. If not, we'll still stick with our free stream Wednesday like we normally do. But hopefully you guys at least were able to learn something today, if not get a trade. Right? You learned how I'm able to break things down from a technical perspective, get in the right mindset, have plans built, and just ready to execute at the start of the day. Really, preparation and mindset is really the key takeaways for today. And then just seeing some of these stocks play out in our favor that weren't doing anything in pre-market whatsoever. Like, look at your HUDI position. You're just now hitting your first target, right? Break of the downtrend and a break of $10, you want to get long on HUDI. Look at HUDI. We just came up and hit the downtrend, rejection, break in the downtrend, and $10, and we got our 50-cent spike. You guys just hit first target on HUDI, right? You haven't got a confirmation yet on COMP, but you very well could, and there could be a fantastic trade on COMP, but we don't have a reason to get in yet. AMC, right? It worked out in our favor, which is great. Just being a little patient and positioning ourselves correctly to let it breathe. FRGT, right? You just broke 53 cents. So let it come back down as close to 53 cents as possible before making your entries for that 60-cent break. Like, ideally, you want to catch this as close to 63 cents as possible, and then it breaks 60 cents up to 75 cents. But if you think FRGT is just going to break out and go, your breakout's over the 50 SMA. And your 50 SMA here is right at 60 cents. So a break of 60 cents, guys, is where all the buyers really start to move on in for the possible spike to 75 cents. High watch, FRGT, right? High watch on FRGT, guys. And then has PDSB done anything for us yet? No, it hasn't. No, never did anything. Never even started the break our 726 level. So we don't have anything here on PDSB. Patrick, Cuban, Danny, Jason, Michael, Darren. Whew, we got a lot of individuals over on the tube today. So you hit first target on HUDI. Congratulations. Still waiting on COMP to give us something. AMC halted to the downside, covering down towards around Friday's high of day. Friday's high of day was 728. Right? Again, ideally, you'd like to catch this as close to support as possible on FRGT before taking it long for the break. But again, you do what you want to do. I just give my suggestions, what I would rather do. but you trade what you want to trade. You want to take that 60-cent break? Take it. You're like, nah, I still don't trust the market for breakouts. Wait for the pullback as close to that 53-cent level as possible. And then just look for good price action, market structure, all that good stuff. So that downtrend is still being respected here on the SPY. And we got some choppiness out of the gate here on the Qs. All right, we're live on AMC right now. How low can you go? And it's probably going to bounce back up. I would expect it to bounce back up at some point in time, right? I don't think it's just going to go straight down forever. Am I scared if it bounces? No. Am I nervous? No. Right? We just dumped massively. Massive dump. So you'll probably see it bounce on back up into resistance and then roll on back over and start to drop again. So any kind of bounces that we get into resistance and we see good selling pressure and it looks like a good place to add, I still may consider adding to this AMC short position for the drop back down into the 720s. But right now, if it bounces, I don't care. I have a great cost basis of 812. My stop loss is over high of day. So my stop loss is like 25 cents, right? What are we up right now? Well, we're up almost 50 cents a share. So we're at a 2-to-1. So I like my stop loss. I like my cost basis. And I like my target. And I'm willing on this really small position. If it was like 2,000 shares, I'm out, right? But on a really small position, I'm okay with managing this all the way down into the 720s to get the most bang for my buck. That's how I want to trade AMC, so you guys are fully aware. Did my PC crash? No, we're still live, guys. Nope, we are live. I see myself. Yep, we're good. So, yeah, the Qs, I mean, you throw this on a higher time frame, right? And what did the Qs do? They cracked the trend line, came up for a retest, and now we're cracking those pre-market lows, okay? Go take a look at the SPY. What did the SPY do? Out of the gate, pushed on up. Where did it push to? Into the downtrend. And what happened? It got rejected. So it's looking pretty weak. You start, if you're not already in, and you start cracking your pre-market low, you definitely have some high probabilities to sell on off even further here on the SPY. And then the Qs are already starting to crack those pre-market lows, and your target is literally a point away. So you already may have your winner, coming up in the next couple of minutes. How's AMC looking? We're getting close? We're getting close. We're getting close. Again, AMC is going to bounce. I mean, I say that with confidence because, again, I've seen this play out time and time again. AMC is going to bounce at 728 off Friday's high. It gapped up. It's closing the gap. It's going to come down and bounce either off Friday's close at 720 or Friday's high at 728. So if we come down really, really fast to like that 720, 728 level and we don't get halted to the downside, you got a great dip buy at 728. And let's be real. Short sellers are also going to be covering. That's where I'm covering as a short. Other short sellers are going to be covering down there as well. So now you got longs trying to take a dip buy right at 720, 728. And you got shorts covering. What's that going to do? Whoop, nice little spike, right? You got a great dip buy down around 720 to 728. And that's where I'm covering this short position. I kind of like, yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to cover half. And the reason I'm covering half is because if this was a larger position that I was intending to have, I would have already locked in half. I need to treat my smaller positions the same way that you treat your larger positions, right? Because I didn't come into this trade with only wanting a small position. I wanted a large position. But I didn't get to fully add to it because it dropped off a lot faster than I expected. So I can't sit here and pick and choose how I trade as a trader, right? How I trade is consistent. I'm in, I scale out, I take profits quick, regardless of the size. So I went ahead and locked in half because that's the best thing to do. So I did lock in half. because we're well above a 2-to-1 now, right? We're well above. We're up 70 cents a share, 62 cents a share. Our stops were 25 cents. We're over a 2-to-1. Take half, bring stops down the break even. So stop loss is at 812 on half my position. If I had a 10,000 share position, that's how I would trade this. On 1 share, 2 shares, that's how I would trade this. And so I got to keep that consistent. So HUDI, you were in. You took your profits at first target. Stops went to break even, and you just got stopped out on your break even. It happens, right? You can't expect every trade to work out 100% of the time. Like even Matt says, he goes, he's got like 2 targets. He's got first target, second target, then a runner. 80% of the time, he hits first target, and then the rest of his position gets clipped. So you just got in, first target, stop losses immediately go to break even, and it would have just gotten clipped on your other position you had, but you still were profitable. How do I read price action on HUDI? Price action sucks right now on HUDI. Honestly, it looks like it may want to come down and crack and fall below 940. So right now, I would not think about getting long on HUDI whatsoever. I believe you start to drop on off a little bit more here down to 940. You ever crack 940? I don't like it. So I'm not a fan of HUDI right now. COMP has never confirmed anything. We're getting very close to target here on AMC. So we're getting there little by little. FRGT, there's your 53 cents, right? Back down to 53 cents. Now you want to see good price action here before you get long off 53 cents. But you also have the VWAP holding the stock up as support. You also have 50 cents, which is a psychological level of support as well. So you put your stops below 53 cents, below the VWAP, below 50 cents. That's a great place to put your stops. What's your target? High a day, 60 cents. And you're ideally looking for the stock to break 60 cents and get that spike to 75 cents. Okay, so FRGT still looks good at this point in time. PDSB, I mean, it's unfortunate, but we did say wait, as 80% of the stocks the last 3 weeks that look really, really good in pre-market, they all fade and fall when the market opens. And what are you seeing on PDSB? It's just fading and falling, which is unfortunate. You see how we're slowing to the downside? I'm taking it on AMC. It's such a small position, but you see how we're slowing to the downside and starting to find a little bit of a short-term bottom? I would rather just go ahead and get paid here and take a small, wow, 137. Man, hey, green's green. Green's good. I'm happy with the profits, but I wish I would have had my full position because that could have been the one and done for the day. But, you know, 137, it's fine, right? It's definitely, it's okay. It's a profitable trade. And this is something that shows realisticness on smaller accounts, right? Let's say you had an account that was smaller that you could still short and you got into AMC. What was the amount invested? It wasn't really a lot, was it? Right? It was like maybe a couple $1,000s was the investment. So if you really think about it, you know, that's very realistic for a small account. If you had like a $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 account and you could make $130 in one trade, I mean, that's not bad actually. So at least it shows you that you don't need large size to make good profits in the market. AJ got a $48 base hits on FRGT. Well done, man. Good stuff. Way to make it happen. All right, YouTubers, we're a little over that 945. So, ladies and gentlemen, inside the chat, my apologies. You guys know I get fired up. I get zoned in. But everybody over on YouTube, enjoy your Money Monday. I hope you guys liked the session in the stream today, getting you prepared, talking about our top stocks, really breaking these things down thoroughly. Hopefully, you guys were able to get some profits today and learn something and how we do our due diligence, how we get prepared, and how we attack it right when the market opens, because it all comes down to preparation, having the best mindset, and just going with the flow, really, just going with the flow. So hopefully you guys were able to take something of value from this today, and we'll see you back over on TikTok tomorrow morning, and then maybe we see you sometime this week for one of our free stream sessions here on YouTube, to where you can trade with us all day and not just get the first 30 minutes, but get the entire day, have some fun, really lock in some profits. So right now, FRGT is starting to crack below that 50-cent level. Actually, I mean, it came down to 50 cents and hit to the penny, but I'm not really digging the price action on FRGT here. PDSB needs to really get back above that 660 level and stay above 660 before we even think about taking a trade there. Ooh, the Qs don't look bad here at all. I wish I had my Fidelity account open for options. Look at that crack and retest. That's not too bad, is it? That's a nice little crack and retest there on the Qs. And off the VWAP as well. That's not a bad put at all. That looks great. The SPY is a little choppy here. The SPY has yet to crack below those pre-market lows, but we're still below the downtrend. So really no sense of direction just yet on the SPY. And if the SPY starts to move on up, I would get out of the Qs, right? Because if the SPY is not dumping on down and the SPY is trying to move higher, that would just naturally possibly pull the Qs along up with it. So I would really, if you're short here on the Qs, off the crack and the retest, and then the rejection here off VWAP, if you see the SPY continue to move higher, I would think about working yourself out of a QQQ position, as you don't want to get, stopped out. If you're already in the profit here, you want to go ahead and take a little bit of profits on the Qs. Nothing with DWAC. GameStop was another one we were kind of watching. HUDI, price actions, terrible. Comp, nothing. GCT, nothing. APPS, nothing. Penny stocks are really slowing down, guys. Yeah, pennies are really starting to slow on off. FRGT doesn't have good price action or volume now. Really starting to give everything back. Maybe PDSB still has potential, but it needs to prove itself a little bit more than what it has. And ideally really start breaking that downtrend before we even think about getting long. Short, TBLT, short. Not yet. I wouldn't short it yet. From a technical perspective, you'd rather wait for it to get up towards around 307. Earnings were a beat, and I know this is a really heavily shorted stock. If I'm not mistaken, TBLT is really, really heavily shorted. Let's go see what's the short interest on TBLT. Last time we checked, it was like 80%. Let's go see real quick. Go look it up. TBLT. TBLT. Not any like good short data on TBLT. TBLT. Let's go check Yahoo. I mean, this is going to be outdated with Yahoo, but it gives us an idea. The last 60 days. What's the short percentage? Oh, it's only 5% now. It was really high. So, yeah, I wouldn't be concerned about a short squeeze now on TBLT, simply because, it was like 80%. Now it's not. Really good volume today, too, man. So, you got beating earnings, right? Sales up 30 million from 17 year over year. That's almost 100%. EPS beating. TBLT is a hype stock. We all know that. And right now, there's no sign of it wanting to slow down. So would I short TBLT? I think it's way too early to tell. Personally, I think it's way too early to even think about getting short TBLT. Like, the only reason like I would get short on the stock is if we ever got really, really, really tight in between that 307 resistance and say that uptrend, and it just couldn't break and it started to crack. That's when I would get short, right? But right now, it's way too early to think about getting short on it. Right now, it has room to 307, and you got the uptrend as supports. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a little too early personally, man. That's just me. I would wait to see it closer to 307 on TBLT. Kyle got some profit. Hey, 66 bucks. Get it, buddy. QQQ puts. I like it. Good job. Good job. Way to come in and grab some profits out of the gate, man. If I'm not mistaken, that was probably your crack and retest here with VWAP as well. Take your profits quick because the SPY is moving up. So if that was your trade, good stuff, right? Great short entry on the Qs, but then realizing SPY is grinding to the upside to where we want to go ahead and quickly get out of those QQQ puts because that's going to pull the Qs up along with it. And right now, it looks like the Qs want to start a little reversal here. So good exit, good way to make that trade. Yeah, good stuff, Kyle. I like it, buddy. Way to make it happen. That's good trading, boss.